Shadé Zahrai is a behavioral researcher and peak performance educator who has coached Fortune 500 leaders. Her new book is called Big Trust: Rewire Self-Doubt, Find Confidence, and Fuel Success. It offers practices to help readers navigate doubt and achieve their potential. And you can get it right now. We're making it very easy for you. Scan this QR code on your screen now. Ready, shop, buy. Shadé Zahrai, welcome. Welcome back to CBS Mornings.
Thank you for having me back.
You did so well, we said, let's bring her back, and here you are.
I appreciate it.
I love the fact that you coach Fortune 500 leaders, because you would think that they have the ultimate confidence. Just give me a line on what you coach them about. I'm curious.
So a lot of the time, it's helping them separate their sense of identity from their jobs and what they do. When people at that level have been at that level for so long, they tend to identify themselves as their job and their performance. So if something doesn't go well, they take it personally, which can be catastrophic for how they feel and then their ongoing performance.
So why do you say that self-acceptance is a missing link to confidence?
So self-acceptance means seeing yourself as worthy, even if you're imperfect, you're learning, even if things don't work out. And when self-acceptance is low, it means that you don't feel like you're enough. So then confidence rises and falls depending on how you perform, depending on how other people respond to you, and depending on how things turn out. So it's extremely conditional. It's very fragile, and it's a really terrible place to be drawing that sense of confidence from.
And you also say it's pretty common. You say there are 4 things that how self-acceptance shows up, lack of self-acceptance shows up.
Let me take you through them.
Okay.
So the first one is the pressure to prove. Because you don't feel like you're enough, you feel like you have to overcompensate and prove yourself through achievement and success, because you've identified who you are with your performance. That's the first. The second one is the likability trap. So you feel like you have this compulsive need for other people to like you and validate you, because if they like you, then maybe you can like yourself. The third one is the shrinking syndrome. So the fear of failure is so strong because if you fail, you see yourself as the failure, so you don't try. You hold back, you shrink from your potential. And then the fourth is an interesting one. It's called the Schadenfreude cycle. It's a German term, and it refers to that weird sense of pleasure that people get when they see other people fail.
Failing, yes.
Exactly. And these are all signs that you struggle with self-acceptance.
One of the things I thought was interesting in your book was that you say being a perfectionist and perfectionism is a cover for other issues. Because most of us think, oh, of course you want to strive to be great.
So perfectionism is essentially where we set impossibly high standards and then we beat ourselves up when we don't achieve them. We set these high standards because we're trying to overcompensate, because we believe that if we're perfect, then we'll be accepted by everybody. But it doesn't work like that, because we invariably fall short and then we become self-critical. The difference between perfectionism and actually having healthy standards is about what happens when you fail. If you're a perfectionist, you call yourself the failure. If you're someone who is just geared towards growth, you may fail, but then you say, okay, what can I learn and how can I grow and be better next time?
So let's talk about self-worth. You say it plays a big role in self-acceptance, but if you see yourself as worthy, how are you able to convince others that you are? Because seeing yourself in one way doesn't necessarily mean that others, talking about you, Klaus, will see you as
that way.
Yeah, exactly. Will see you as worthy.
So what we typically find when we
Klaus said, what do I got to do with this conversation? Go ahead.
When we look at a lot of the research, what we find is that your inherent sense of worthiness shows up in how you show up. So in how you speak. Do you over-apologize? Do you second-guess yourself in terms of hesitating?
Yes.
That's a sign that other people will see, okay, this person doesn't accept themselves. Maybe we should be a little bit more skeptical about what they bring to the table. But when you fundamentally accept who you are, you also teach other people how to treat you based on what you're willing to tolerate. So you won't tolerate people talking over you. You won't tolerate people mistreating you, because you will call it out, because deep down you believe that you are fundamentally worthy and you accept that.
So do you have any advice or tips on how we can silence these inner deceivers? Because I don't know anybody that doesn't want to be liked. I don't know if that's such a bad thing.
And you're right, being liked is actually not terrible at all.
Yeah.
It's when it becomes compulsive.
Ah, okay.
So what do we do? How do we actually deal with it? When we look at decades worth of research, and I'll acknowledge there are 29 tools in the book, but I'm just going to share a few of them with you now. The first one is to acknowledge you are not your thoughts. You don't have to believe everything that you think. So it requires you to create some degree of separation. The second piece is, if you're going to over-apologize where you don't need to be apologizing, shift into gratitude instead. Let me give you an example. Instead of, oh, sorry, I'm talking too much, you would say, thank you for listening. You see the subtle difference there? Or, sorry, I'm always so late. Thank you for your patience. You come from a position of inadequacy in the first one into, hey, I'm worthy, I deserve to be here. The next one is, if you tend to agree with people too quickly, yes, of course I'll do that, yes, of course I'll help. I do that, I used to at least. You want to create some delay. So instead of immediately compulsively saying yes, you'd say, thank you for thinking of me, let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. Again, you're just creating some separation. Now, one final one. A lot of people say use positive affirmations, say, I'm worthy, I'm enough. Do not do this. Research shows that if you don't accept yourself, it backfires and you feel worse because it feels like you're lying to yourself.
Shadé, these are amazing tips for us.
I know. We're a rapt audience here.
Yes. Shadé Zahrai, thank you so much for being with us. Big Trust, Rewire Self-Doubt, Find Your Confidence, and Fuel Success is on sale now. Just scan that QR code on your screen to get it and learn more tips to help you achieve your potential.